doesn't say who's watching.
Yeah.
So
I don't know where that is.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna have to base it off of comments.
Yeah.
Can you click on the chat? Can you click on the chat box now? Oh, okay. Was this like hello? Is this?
Oh, you can hear us talking behind the music. Thank you.
Hey guys, we made it. This is the first time doing a live stream, and we are excited to be with you guys tonight. We're going to be trying to iron out some details, and just bear with us as we kind of mutter through this. Hope you guys are doing well tonight.
So tonight's live stream really is just a test for us to figure out how this all works and get everything, all the kinks out. But we're glad that anybody who's here can, just stop in, say hello, and as long as you guys can stay, we appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've kind of been practicing all week long. We had a couple people pop in on our practices, and I wasn't sure how to do any of this before a week ago. I didn't know how to do any of this live streaming. So we're excited to be able to talk with you guys, and we've really been enjoying a lot of the live streams that we've been participating with. Keto Homestead just popped in. We've been enjoying her videos as well, and
Mount Living Homestead, hi.
So we're going to just tonight we're going to be talking a little bit about our preparations for this upcoming season and some of the things that we still need to do that we didn't accomplish last year. And one of the big things is something that Cheryl got from Santa.
Yeah.
She just got a cheese press. I don't know if you guys saw that recent video we did on the cheese press,
right.
Putting that together. But we're excited to we're looking into getting some goats and some Nubian.
Yeah. And, Nubian goats. Yep.
So we still have a lot of prep work for that now. Add that to our list of things to do.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that we gotta work out and figure out in the next couple of weeks because as we all know, the growing season starts, well, for us, it doesn't start till March, really. We start seeding and start really putting things together. Some people, obviously, you guys who live down south, it's a little bit earlier. You're probably still growing right now, but we have a lot of plans for that. But tonight we just wanted to like introduce ourselves to and let you know like who we are and where we're from and what our backgrounds are, and just like kind of give you a rundown of that.
Yep. You want to start?
I'll start. Yeah. Well, we have known each other since we were teenagers.
11 years old we met.
Right.
1981 to be exact.
Was it 81?
Yeah.
Oh God! See, now you're telling everybody how old we
Oh,
are.
I'm sorry. They can't tell by the gray.
Right. Yeah, we met when well, I was 11, he was 13 actually. So, but we started dating when I was about 15 years old, back in 1980.
87.
87 we started dating, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but we have been married for, what are we at? 27 years?
Yep, 1993.
Yeah, yeah. And we have 2 kids. We both grew up in your typical home. I grew up in the city. I actually grew up in Brooklyn, New York. And there was like no grass anywhere where I lived. I lived in, on concrete basically. The only time we got to see grass was when we went to the park,
Right.
Central Park and stuff. So, but I always knew when I was younger that I wanted to live somewhere other than the city. And then you grew up in...
I grew up in New Jersey, but everybody thinks New Jersey, they think of what they see around Newark Airport. And I grew up in the northwestern part of New Jersey, right up in Sussex. Mm-hmm. It's all farmland, pretty much as far as you can see. I don't know what it looks like now. I haven't been there in a while. But yeah, it's pretty much farmland everywhere. Mm-hmm. We met through it was her cousin and my friend, and she used to come out to the country, and so like I said, we met several times. 11 years old, and then I think 13 and then 15
is when we started dating.
And so no interest in 11 years old or 13 years old. I
could show you pictures.
Preoccupied with riding my bike and other things. But like I said, her cousin introduced us, and so from 1987 on, we started.
Yeah.
It was pretty much inseparable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I actually lived with her and her family in Brooklyn. I went after graduating high school. I went into the art field. I spent 4 years of advertising, art, and design. Mm-hmm. And lived with her parents. Went back and forth on the subway into New York City, which was a complete culture shock for me. But yeah, it was pretty interesting to see the dynamics and the different. I was into heavy metal and rock and things. I had really long hair at the time, and she was kind of a club kid and went out with her girlfriends and
tried to sneak in all the clubs.
I had no interest in any of that, so it was just opposites attract, definitely.
Yeah,
sure. But now she's wanting to, get a farm, and we got to start a YouTube channel, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah, well, I'm a nurse as well, and I've learned over the years that taking care of ourselves is our responsibility. It's not anyone else's, and through food and just a healthier lifestyle, I came to understand. I've always had a garden. I've had a garden from when our kids were little. We have 2 boys. They're all grown up. From when they were younger, I always had a garden. I always tried to have fresh food, that I could put on the table for them. But I knew from a very young age that I wanted to live in the country and not be in the city environment, because I just felt it was an unhealthy environment. I didn't want to raise kids there. And so... well, probably about 10 or 15 years ago, we started talking about buying a farm.
Yeah.
And
we looked for this property
mm-hmm.
for 4.5 years.
Yeah.
And we just kept looking and looking. What was funny is we actually had the money, and there wasn't a single realtor that was willing to work with us. We're like,
right.
Look, we have money. We want to buy something. Until we found a woman by the name of Tammy. And hi, Tammy, if you're watching. She was awesome with us. She bent over backwards. Anything we
Yeah.
needed, she was here. And like I said, it was like boom, boom, boom. We found a piece of property. Actually, this property didn't even go to
Yep.
didn't even
Didn't even go on the market.
on the market
She
at
called
all.
us right away.
She's like, I found a piece of property. It's gonna be going up for sale here pretty soon. I think you're gonna like it, and we did.
Yeah.
So we've been here ever since. What, 3.5 years?
Yep, three and a half
Three and a half
years.
years
In
we've been
July
here.
was 3 years, so we're here 3.5 years.
A lot of
And
high school sweethearts here.
oh wow,
Look at them all. Mountain Living Homestead.
nice. You know what? You don't see that today. You
Yeah.
know, you just don't see people who.
Rockinate Farms.
Yeah. You just don't see people who have that kind of what stamina and willpower and
Well, I mean, marriage isn't easy. I mean,
right.
it's it takes work.
It's work, right?
Unfortunately,
Well,
I
it
think
doesn't surprise me though that people who have homesteads who are used to doing work have been with their significant others
yeah. I mean, it's a
as long as they have.
unfortunately divorce and all that has become a very common
Right.
thing. It's very
Yeah.
it's just like most of the things in our world today. Everything's disposable, unfortunately.
Yep.
And hey, Twin Brook Acres. And
Yeah, it is pretty sad. But it is what it is. It's this time. It's it's this generation too. I mean, even our generation. I mean, I'll be 50 this year, so, but even even our generation, you don't see people, you know, from childhood or from high school sweethearts or if it is what it is really.
yeah. I
So,
grew up. My dad always had a garden of some
Yeah.
kind. My mom's from Nova Scotia, and my dad's from North Maine, up in East Machias. He was primarily but he was always involved with some kind of gardening or farming of some kind. He actually did a potato farm for a while, things like that. He had some pretty funny stories of him. He had cows at one point, and his dad was kind of a harsh man, and
That's
my
being
dad was
kind.
kind of a prankster. He ended up one morning opening the doors and walking their cow up to the second floor with the cow and leaving it in my grandfather's room for him to wake up to this cow in his bedroom.
Yeah.
It didn't go over real well.
No, no.
I think that was one of the reasons my dad ended up going into the Air Force pretty soon after that.
Yeah. Well, and your dad having the garden, when we first got married, we lived with Jay and his mom and dad in the beginning for the first couple of years, and him having a garden like he did, really I think influenced me in wanting to learn how to grow food. So I think that was probably my very first time wanting to get in touch with nature and seeing what I could grow and being young. I mean, we got married, we were 21, no 20, yeah, 21 and 23.
I was 23. Yeah.
Yep, 21 and 23. We were inexperienced and didn't really know a whole lot. So I was really thankful to have his dad that was kind of there as a good influence on me.
Yeah, we did a lot of shifting around. It was like I graduated high school, moved out to Brooklyn. My parents were in Sussex, New Jersey. My dad had a church there. He was a Baptist minister, and so I went from that to living out in Brooklyn, New York. And then when we were done with school in Brooklyn, we decided we didn't want to be in Brooklyn anymore. And so I said I was, or her. Actually, Cheryl's dad said I was leaving. I didn't know that was an agreement, but she's like, "Well, if he's leaving, I'm leaving." So she ended up moving out with my parents out in, and they, at that time, moved out to Lehighton, Pennsylvania, and so we actually ended up moving in with them and
And your
stayed
dad bought a farm there.
a farm there,
25
right? Which we
acre
kick
farm.
ourselves every day that we
man.
didn't.
Absolutely gorgeous.
We had no interest in our 20s or 30s
No.
to do anything with farming.
No.
That's like hard work. Why would we want to
Why
do
would
that?
you want to do that when you're 20 years old?
So they had a beautiful farm out in Lehighton, Pennsylvania, and like I said, we had a beautiful barn, a pond. I mean, pretty much ideal.
Yeah.
It was right on like a main area where lots of traffic for if we wanted to do a garden, like farm stand or something like that.
Right.
So yeah, we kind of kick ourselves with that one, but
But we came from no experience really
right.
doing this, and we knew when we bought this property it was going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I think I realized how much more work there was going to be than, you did.
I told her from the beginning, don't plan on ever having a vacation again.
That's true. That's true.
But I did a little bit of farm work in my teen years. My friend had a dairy farm, and so it was kind of more for fun and the experience more than any kind of money. But he had quite a few cows there, and we would help with that and the chickens and things. So I had a little bit of experience with that. But
right.
like I said, it was a just to be able to have that experience as a kid, it was pretty. You realize, well, that you kind of learn quick, what you want to do and what you don't want to do at that age anyway.
Right.
But
well, Twin Brooks said they worked on a tobacco farm back when they were 14.
Nice.
Well, 14, that's hard. That's hard work. I mean, I know I've seen some videos of tobacco farms I'm one of those people, I just like to watch random things. And one of them just happened to be a documentary on tobacco. That's hard work. And when you're 14 years old, you don't want to work that hard.
So let's see, what was, I'm going to ask everyone, what was the age that you first started working?
Oh, yeah.
Be curious to see. I was 13. I actually started working at a restaurant, Elias Cole Restaurant, which is still there, and I missed the food. It was... The menu is exactly the same. The food is exactly the same. We went there years ago, and it was like stepping back in time. Yeah. So if anybody ever gets out into the Sussex County area, Elias Cole Restaurant, definitely check it out.
I was 11, and I was working in the little cafe that my aunt ran. A little hole in the wall. If you walk past it, you wouldn't even realize that it was there. And I just did clean the counters and stuff like that, and I got tips for that. Yeah. That was my first job.
Yeah.
It's funny. But so
I have to address Rebecca real quick. That's Albert's wife. It's probably, I'm guessing that's their son.
It's
but he keeps letting me know that he's eating Twinkies, and he's a bodybuilder friend of mine that his son's always ratting him out that he's eating Twinkies. So put it down, Albert. Put it down.
Oh my gosh! Hey, Lion Crest Outdoors, how you doing?
Lion Crest had me cracking up earlier with the he was watching I don't know if you guys saw the Mr. Phil video. But some of the comments he was making earlier, he had me cracking up.
Oh, Mr. Phil.
Yeah, Mr. Phil seems to be a very popular chicken these days.
Yeah. My gosh. Oh, Vicky, I forgot about babysitting. Yeah, I was probably around the same age.
Yeah.
I was probably 11 when I started babysitting. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no interest in baby. The people would scream if they knew that they heard that they were coming to babysit me as a child. Anybody that knows a PK, a pastor's kid, they're the worst.
They deliberately try to find problems.
Yeah, I have some stories. Let me tell you.
Don't even start.
I have some stories. You will not believe some of the things I used to do. Especially as I used to, how many times I used to hear, "I can't believe you're a pastor's kid."
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, I actually went to private school, and I failed. I failed my first semester.
You failed your first religious test.
Not just the test. I failed the entire course the first semester. my teacher's like, your dad has just so much information at his fingertips. How can you fail?
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, well, your dad's a plumber. Do you know how to fix your pipes?
True. That's true. Yeah. I mean, there are certain expectations when your parents are, in certain professions, but.
Hey, Lisa D.
So, so that's a little bit about us and, where we come from and the lack of experience that we have.
Yeah, like I said, we did mention we have two boys. One's in the Air Force out in Utah. If you're watching, Caleb, we miss you. Hope to see you soon. Love you. He's enjoying, he's working on different fighter jets and things out there. He's enjoying himself. And like I said, we just saw him back in May he came to visit for the first time. So that was
Yeah, well,
that
it
was
was
crazy. We didn't get to see him for his graduation. We didn't get to see him for his second graduation for the tech school.
right.
Everything was shut down. So
Yeah.
Mama and Daddy
It
were.
was 10 months.
Yeah,
So it wasn't May, it was September.
Was it September?
September, yeah.
Okay.
September, yeah.
Yeah, he came home and surprised us. If you haven't seen that video, grab your tissues.
But so yeah, so we have a few plans for this year. We have a lot of projects that we want to get to. The first priority is finishing our greenhouse.
Yeah.
Getting that done.
Yeah, we dropped the ball with that one. That was supposed to be on our priority list, and the priority list kept getting things added to it somehow. But we got pigs that we weren't really planning on getting. We we ended up building a couple things that we weren't really planning on building. So we kind of just kept putting it back on the back burner.
Yeah.
But we're pretty close. I mean, we only have to do a couple things with the braces on the side and an end wall, and then just wrap it in plastic. And we're still trying to figure out if we want to do sliding doors or not on the end. That's what she wants. We bought all the stuff for that. It's just a little bit more involved than I was hoping for.
We'll figure it out.
The sliding doors.
Hey, Stephanie, how are you, honey? One of our girls from the youth group.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I saw a picture of Stephanie recently. I was like, holy moly. I mean, she was this tiny, cute little kid, running
Now
around.
she's a gorgeous woman.
Yeah, she's all grown up. I'm
Man.
like, what the heck? I'm old. How did that happen? Cheryl and I were involved with running a youth group for several years, and so we miss hanging out with the kids and stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
it was fun.
so we got a Mountain Living Homestead had 4 boys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have 4. We forgot to mention we have 3 grandsons.
Yes.
And I said we're taking bets if they're gonna try for another. They're trying for a girl. Like I said.
Well, she's in nursing school, so
Yeah,
she needs to finish school
kind of
first.
put that on hold. So.
Yeah.
Oh, Lala's on. Hey,
Hey,
hello.
Lala.
How you doing, guys?
Hey, Broke Farmer.
Oh, yeah, Broke Farmer's on there.
Yeah, so we have some plans. The greenhouse is our priority. And then we have like little things that we want to do. It's, it all depends. We both work full time. And so I'm fortunate. I'm a community nurse, so I visit people who live literally in the town and the 2 towns over. So I'm able to actually come home and check on things on the farm, which is great. But he's away from 4 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock.
I get home about 3:30,
so-
something like that.
So a lot of what happens during the day, I'm responsible for, and then when he gets home, he takes care of everything that needs to be done at night. But we are looking at getting some goats. I want to get involved with making some cheese, and I love Nubians. I absolutely adore them. I've always liked them before I even knew that they were great milk goats.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to being the official taste
Yes.
tester.
Right. So I've been watching tons of videos on cheese related making YouTubers that are out there. So if anybody knows of any really good YouTubers that have videos on making cheese, if you want to just leave it in the comments, that would be great.
Yeah. Yeah, that was such a easy build too for that cheese press
Right.
that I got for Cheryl. I mean, Santa got for Cheryl. I mean, I was really impressed the quality of the product. It's by a company called the Cheesemaker, and really good product. They sampled all kinds of different woods and different things of what was going to work best, and I said took it out of the box. Didn't really even need to look at the instructions, which I did just to make sure, but. It went together real simple. It's a real strong product. I mean, except I'm just looking forward to actually using it now.
Yeah, some of the other animals that we were thinking of, actually, we were just talking about this. Linecrest just asked about sheep, and we actually were just talking about this the other day. We've considered sheep.
Yeah, Linecrest just asked about sheep.
Yeah, so we were thinking about so there's hair sheep. the ones that you shave, obviously, and then there's meat sheep.
The
and
wool sheep.
Wool sheep, right? They call them hair sheep, I guess. But yeah, we were talking about that and considering throwing that around. We have a pretty big what is the breed?
Oh, the one with the black face?
Katana. Yeah, Katana, I think it's how you say it. There's a farm up here, just literally 10 minutes from us. That's they have a Katanas. I think they're the ones with the black faces.
Yeah, they're cute.
Yeah, they're really good for this area because it's cold. We're in New Hampshire. We're in zone 5, and so we get freezing temperatures. We get negative temperatures during the winter. We pretty much have almost 6 months of winter here.
Yeah.
Just close to it, 5 months, I would say. So that's we've considered sheep.
Yeah.
There's a market for everything if you put the time in and you look around.
Our long-term goal has always been the Scottish Highland cattle, but I kind of started leaning towards looking into more of the miniatures, and not for meat or anything, but for just the breeding for smaller farms that they kind of almost become pets. And I saw that there wasn't really a whole lot of breeders out there doing the miniatures. I kind of understand why. They're very expensive. I mean, a full-size Highland cattle, probably about $1,500.
$1,500 to $2,500.
You know,
depends on the breed. It depends on what you're using it for.
I mean, a miniature is like $5,000 and up, and that's just for a pet.
Yeah.
But
right.
But I thought, being involved in the Highland Games, the New Hampshire Highland Games, and some of we've done the Highland Games out in Vermont,
right.
In Massachusetts, Rhode Island, upstate New York, a bunch of different places with the bagpipe band. We kind of thought it'd be cool to get onto that circuit, to be able to just bring them out to let people see them. People always love the Scottish Highland cattle, just to pet them, take pictures with them, things like that. There's definitely a market for that I was looking at. But that was kind of one of the things that we've been kind of leaning towards, long-term goal.
And one of the reasons our farm is named Celtic Roots Farm is because Jay is Scottish and I'm Irish.
Scottish heritage.
Heritage. I'm sorry. That's right. You can't claim to be Scottish
unless you're in Scotland.
Unless you were born in Scotland. They get very insulted. So you have to say Scottish heritage.
Right. My dad's,
us Irish people, we don't care. We just say we're Irish.
I have Irish on my side as well, but my dad's side of the family is from southern Scotland, and like I said, it's if you've ever seen the show, what's that Scottish show? The oh man, I can't believe I can't remember the name of it.
Scottish show.
Yeah, it's kind of the girl goes back into time.
Oh, okay, now you're gonna make me do that.
Who knows? It's gonna be a quiz question.
Oh,
the girl goes back into time, and she's in Scotland, and I can't think of the name.
Oh my gosh. And you might be even related to him, which is pretty funny.
Well, that's where I'm kind of going with this. He has the same last name as us. It's just spelled cooler.
Well, your name was changed when your father's great-grandfather came
for
to
whatever
America.
reason, I think it was some kind of marriage thing, whatever. They ended up changing our name when they got here. And so I'm kind of wishing that our name was spelled that. It's just It's Sam Hewen is the actor's name in this show. Right. So if anybody wants to look that up,
oh my God! I can't. What is the name of the show?
Anyway,
Highlander.
No, it's not.
No.
No.
Oh.
But anyway, somebody
whatever.
Outlander. Thank you.
Outlander.
Hidden Spring Farm.
Oh gosh, that's it. I knew it was Lander something. I just couldn't remember. Okay.
Yeah, Outlander.
Yeah.
So Sam has the same last name as us.
Right. And when they were talking, they were doing an interview where he was from. He was from the exact same area that his family's from.
Right.
So it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So, but.
So nobody's hearing. You're having audio problems.
I'm not hearing the audio. Anyone else having problems? Hewitt Homestead. Stop standing on this.
Oh. Anybody else having audio problems? There's a couple second delay, so.
Yeah.
It looks like on our end it's working. Just okay. Just waiting to see if anybody else is having problems hearing us.
Yeah, line crest, exactly. I mean, if something fits your lifestyle and you enjoy it and you can be profitable in it, like that is totally like that's our goal right now. That's what we're trying to figure out. What is our niche here? I mean we obviously have a Celtic theme here. We are looking into getting animals that kind of fit that, and not just fit that theme, but it's something that he's always wanted. His father wanted his
Yeah.
father wanted Highland cattle for so long, and his mother was like, absolutely not. She was like city girl from Bayonne, New Jersey, and like 5 foot, 100 pounds soaking wet. You didn't cross his mother, like no. Mm-mm. So he
Yeah.
never got them.
Yeah,
He
she was
always wanted them.
yeah, she was always scared
So,
to she was always scared to death
yeah.
of the larger animals like that.
Right, right.
Uh,
So, but yeah, um, so we're just trying to figure out like where we go from here. Like right now, everything that we're doing on our farm is really for us and our families. We've raised about 300 pounds of pork. This year we raised almost 600 pounds of chicken.
yeah.
And we've grown, I've been able to grow, we have a greenhouse, small greenhouse that I was able to grow things in. I also had a 2 plot area, about 100 foot by 100 foot of veggies that I was growing in. So we were able to really harvest and grow a lot of food for our family. I gave away a ton of food. And that's another thing that we really want to do is kind of is pay it forward, pay back to the community,
Yeah.
give away, help out, do what we can to, just pay it forward, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be our first year doing and thank you guys for letting us know the audio seems to be better now.
good.
They said it was coming in and out, so I think I'm going to change the mic out for the next time we do this. I just didn't want to use a different mic because it's a battery powered, and
Right.
it would probably die on us.
Yeah,
So,
right.
But yeah, this is going to be the first year we're going to be doing a farmers market. We really lucked out on this one. There's a new farmers market like literally at the end of our driveway.
Yeah, seriously.
It's like less than a quarter mile away. So that's going to be kind of our way to
Yeah.
try this farm. The farm. What am I? Farmers market. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're gonna try this farmers market out. See how
Yeah.
it goes. And
Last year was their first year, and they had probably, I'd say, a dozen tents there. But
Yeah.
I think that this year it's gonna be a little bit bigger.
yeah, it seems to be really growing. I mean, it's kind of cool. They have live music there every week.
Yep.
It's right next to, if you guys are familiar with New Hampshire at all, it's in between Alton Bay and Tilton or Belmont
Yeah.
in that area. That's kind of where we are, right in Gilmanton Ironworks.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, they set it up right next to the Gilmanton Library there. Nice little spot.
Right off the main road.
Yeah. So like I said, we're excited to give it a shot. Our biggest thing is, we've always prepared for ourselves, and so now preparing for a farmer's market,
Right.
it's going to be a whole nother ball game. And like, how do you? I mean, we kind of know how to do it. We just never did before, but how to plant everything accordingly, so in succession, so it
Yeah.
so we're not having everything come up at once.
And that's kind of where I've done the most of the research for the growing part of things, and he does all the hard labor, I do all the steady labor, so
Yeah,
isn't that how it goes?
You know what's funny, guys? We were paying to go to CrossFit, okay? And we said we were in the best shape of we got down to a
Yes.
high school weight.
Yeah.
Said we looked good, we felt good. I mean, we were sore, constant state of soreness. Okay, this woman would be like killing herself at the gym. Lifting, doing all these farmer carries and squats and everything. She'd come back to the farm, and I'm like, "Hey, can you lift this? Bring this over." "Oh, can you get that? That's heavy." I'm like, I see what you can do in the gym. Yeah, you can handle that.
Oh, I can squat a pretty medium-sized man on my shoulders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
No, I know that was silly, but
Wow.
I mean, it is just the fact that men typically do a lot more of the heavier work, and the women do the steady work. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so there's a lot of work that's going to go into this farmers market. We also do maple syrup on our property, so we've only tapped into about 40 maple trees here,
Yeah, we
but
have
we
a lot
have a
more.
lot more.
The neighbors actually, they just got a small evaporator. So
Right.
I welded up, I'm a welder, I welded up 4 pans that hold about 15 gallons of sap, and works really well. And I think people say it's not, but I think it is just the open, smoky, the open fire and the whole thing just kind of gives it a different taste. Plus we're also tapping a bunch of different maple trees, so I think that just everything together makes it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's just the hard work that goes into it that makes it taste better. I don't know.
Right.
But like I said, we've been doing that for a couple of years now. Really enjoy it. We just hate We're at the top of a mountain,
It
so
is so cold.
it's so cold. We're sitting out there freezing our butts off, and so it's not very much fun after a while. Like
Yeah.
after we have enough for ourselves, we're like, yeah, that's good, we don't. But if her dad didn't take about
10 gallons.
10 gallons of our our syrup,
Yeah.
we'd maybe have a little bit more for
Right.
ourselves. But yeah, going back to our neighbors, they just got an evaporator. So we collect in like 30 to 50 gallon barrels, and so we're thinking maybe we can collaborate
Yeah.
and do this together this year. And they seem to be open to it. They have some pretty cool animals next door that were.
They're on Instagram.
Yeah, they're on Instagram. Check them out. They're
Foul.
Foul Language Farms, and
FOUL.
no, FOWL.
Oh, WL.
Like fowl, like
That's what I meant to
like
say,
a bird,
not the U.
like a
Sorry.
bird. But they have all kinds of crazy birds, ostriches, and stuff like that. Really nice family, and really are always helping us out. We try to return the favor as often as we can. We're hoping to get them on YouTube as well. Missed some questions because we've been rambling.
I know. Somebody asked about our internet connection. So we have high-speed DSL
Yeah,
here. We're fortunate that we have it. Before we purchased this property, the people that lived here before, they did not have it. It had just gotten put in probably within the 6 months or so.
Yeah, our speed is actually pretty good. I mean, I was talking to someone while trying to figure out how to do this live stream, and ours was like double or triple what they had. So I don't know if that's coming through on your end or not, but it shows on our end that it's fast anyway. Wow, Mountain Living Homestead, they said they have to go 45 miles to get to their market.
Yeah, I mean, there are some markets that we're considering going to. The closest city to us is Concord, so that's about a 30-minute, 35-minute ride. There's one in Canterbury. That's another one but they're probably about 25 minutes from us. So yeah, I mean, farmers markets are not right around the corner. We just got very fortunate that there's one like literally down the road from us.
There's actually quite a few in our area. There's one in Concord. There's one in Farmington.
Oh, I forgot the Farmington one.
There's
Yeah.
actually another one I just saw. It's right off Loudon Road, and I don't know if that's considered Concord or not. Right where 106 meets 393 there. I can't think of what.
Yeah, that's Concord. That's still Concord.
So there's quite a few of them in the area, like I said. So we're, you have to pay. I don't know what you guys normally have to pay for a fee. I think it's like $500 for the season.
Yeah.
So we have to kind of see which market's going to be better, which one is going to be the easiest and more convenient for us.
Right.
Another thing that we're kind of looking into is the refrigeration aspect of it. It's like, okay, if we have all this food, how to keep it cold as we travel to these places. So I know a lot of places use something called a cool bot they build like a walk-in cooler. That's something that we're thinking of doing.
Yeah.
And they also do that for a mobile cooling unit as well, like a enclosed trailer that they put I don't know if you know what I'm talking about when I say cool bot. It's a device that hooks up to a air conditioning unit. You mount the air conditioning unit to either your building or a trailer, and then you put a cool bot on it that bypasses the temperature settings for the air condition that can turn a regular air conditioning unit into a refrigeration unit, basically right. A lot cheaper.
Right.
So I think So the Land just did a pretty cool one.
They did it for...
Oh, they did it for Justin Rhodes. Right. That's right.
Yeah, that was a few months ago.
Yeah.
Conrad, I have a question. In Kentucky, how long of a season do you guys have maple syrup available to make, and what time of the year is that? Because up here, it's like pretty finicky. I mean, we have probably a good 6 weeks.
Yeah, it can go longer. It all depends on how cold it is.
Right.
You know?
So maple syrup to be able to harvest from the maple tree, it has to be above 40 in the day, and it has to be below freezing at night, so that the sap will run in the tree.
Yeah, it basically creates a pressure within the tree right. that makes it run. So if you don't have those temperatures, it's not going to work.
Right. And so for us, we usually get a good 6 weeks.
Yeah.
We've seen it go 8 up here.
Yeah, I've heard people saying they've been tapping into May and even sometimes April.
It depends. It depends on where you are. But up
right.
here, it's usually we start end of February, beginning of March, and can go till probably April almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't do very much this past year. We only did enough for us. Yeah, we just did enough for us. Like I said, we don't really eat it that much.
Right.
I like it, but
yeah.
Like I said,
and I don't eat sugars. I'm doing a keto, so
yeah.
You know.
So like I said, it's mainly for friends and family that we give it out to, and same thing with the stuff that we grow here and the pork and
right.
stuff. I mean, we're trying to keep it for as much as we can for ourselves right now, just because the way the stuff's going, you're not really sure. You might as well stock up on some stuff.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But Beehive Homestead's in the house.
Hi. I'm gonna have to pick your brain on some bee ideas.
Yeah, our neighbors
That's another
have.
thing I want. I want to just do everything.
No, I get that. Our neighbors have bees. They've actually invited us over a couple times. It's just the timing just never works out the way we hoped it would. But they've I don't know how many hives. I think 3 hives that they do.
I think they have 3. Yeah.
And the honey's very good. They share. So
yeah, hey.
we get the benefit of having some beekeepers next door.
Right.
Ontario, same up here in Ontario, late February to early April.
Yeah, I think a lot of Canadian. There are some areas in Canada that have the same zones as us. I don't know if you guys do zones or not, or if you compare zones here in the United States, but we're in Zone 5, so.
Yeah, I thought Montreal, wasn't that still considered Zone 5?
Some areas of Montreal is Zone 5, not all areas. And like here, like we're central New Hampshire. You go 45 minutes north, and they're in Zone 4. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But it all depends on where you are in the state.
Yeah.
And then there's those micro cultures where, in certain valleys or certain zones, special areas.
Yeah. Well, we're hoping to fix a lot of that with the greenhouse to be able to extend our season a little bit. And, we still have a lot of work to do as well with clearing some property. We have 25 acres here. A good portion of it, like when we first bought the property, is all wooded in our we're calling it our lower pasture. Right. It's a lot of stumps and things like that right now. I think there's like 3 trees left. I've cut pretty much everything down, which actually made the view absolutely beautiful.
Didn't help the wind though.
Yeah, the wind. It did. We did notice the wind
our hedge
difference.
Yeah, so we have to put up a little bit of a wind barrier.
But
we have plans for that.
Yeah, we talked about something that could possibly. We didn't look into this, so I don't know what I'm talking about here. But we did talk about putting some grapes up alongside the hill leading from the upper to lower pasture. I mean, I see the grapes on the hillsides in Italy, so I'm assuming it would be okay. But I don't know if they like that kind of wind and stuff.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that.
Yeah. Anybody grow grapes for wine and things like that, or jellies?
I mean, there's just so many things
I
that
know.
you can do. I mean, it's just endless.
Yeah.
And grapes,
I know.
grapes in this year.
The list just keeps getting longer. Anybody have a really long work list that never ends? I'm sure.
I know.
Every single person.
I think everybody does.
Twin Brooks is in 4B.
B, okay.
And they're not far from
And
us.
Hidden Springs. Yeah, that's right. You
Yeah.
guys are in Hill, I think, right?
No, I think I might be confusing Twin Brooks with another one, but I think Twin Brooks is in the Franklin area. Like
Okay.
up, it's not Franklin, but it's near Franklin. I'm sure they'll let me know.
Okay.
I thought I had a stalker the other day coming home from work. I thought maybe somebody recognized me from the YouTube.
We're not that popular, hon.
It was so funny. That's the only thing I could think of. These people are like waving at me, and I'm like, I waved back like I was all excited. I thought it was somebody I knew, and I'm like, I don't know you. And they were very adamant about waving at me. So if it was you, I'm sorry I didn't recognize you. It was so funny. I was like,
Hey, Jules. How are you?
Big Family Homestead. Hey guys.
Oh, hey, guys. How are you? Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, I appreciate it. He likes my beard, he says.
It used to be massive.
It used to be down to here. I have to show you a picture. I used to do beard competitions,
Yes.
and actually won. It was my first competition I ever did. I got second place, and it was a lot less gray at that time. But I came home with a trophy and everything. It was pretty cool.
Right. But you can't have that beard when you're welding.
Well, yeah, I tend to smell my beard burning just about every day.
Yeah.
Beard power.
Not fun.
So yeah, some of the other things, like I said, we need to get the fencing up for the goats.
Yes.
As I was mentioned before, that was our every time we mentioned goats to any other homesteaders, they always talked about, oh, they're escape artists. You gotta do this and you gotta do that. So we got a lot of tips so far about keeping the gate so it doesn't open out.
Right.
Things
same
like
thing
that.
with pigs. We got the same advice because pigs are hard to keep in as well.
We didn't have any problem with our pigs.
Well, yeah. We didn't have any problems with the pigs, but that was because we trained them to a hot wire.
Right.
So as soon as they got zapped a couple times, which I know is, mean, but they learn to stay in the fence.
Yeah.
And so when they saw that wire, they didn't want to get zapped again.
Yeah.
We had one escapade with them when we were trying to switch the fence over to another area.
Yeah, we made the mistake of, it's like, well, they'll just stay right here for us when we move the fencing over, and then no. Yeah, she tried to warn me. I was like, no, they're good pigs. they're
good pigs.
They're not going to take off. They took off as soon as we.
It took us 40 minutes to get them.
We were
back
chasing
in
them
there.
all over the property, trying to push them and lead them. Oh man, and they're like 200 pound pigs. That would
have been good content.
I wish I had my camera at that time. That would have been really funny.
Yeah. I wasn't happy though when I did fall in their poop area. That was not fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of nice. We had the Idaho pasture pigs, which are really good with not really rooting up a whole lot.
Right.
It was really funny to see them because they graze like cattle, and they'll chew up the grass and they'll ball it up in their mouth like chew, and they'll suck all the nutrients out of the grass, and then you'll find all these dried up little almost like hairballs in their dish. It's just really funny to see that. But we kind of wanted pigs that would root up.
Yeah, I was looking for the what were they called? The old spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking for those, and eventually I think we might get that breed because they're really good for rooting things up, especially in our back pasture where we're trying to get it cleared.
We actually want that dug up.
Right. So we do want them to dig that up. But I don't know. But we really liked the Idaho pasture pigs, and I will just say that they are probably, now this is the first time that I've had pasture pork. The first time we raised our own pork. And It has been the best
Yeah, it's really, really good.
meat I have ever eaten in my entire life. Now, it could be because I put all my blood, sweat, and tears into it.
Yeah,
But
I
I
got.
really do. It just tastes so good.
Yeah, the first time was not a good experience for
I
me
know.
for me eating it. Like I said, I just got. I had to block it all out, like the fact that we raised them and named them, big mistake. And
You name them.
yeah, I thought if I named them like a like a meat product, that it would be a little easier. But it wasn't.
It wasn't, no.
Yeah, we just like I said, the first time eating it, I said it was really good, but I started getting all emotional thinking about it. I'm like, all right, I gotta just enjoy this, and this is what they were here for,
Yeah.
and so.
Well, that was also the first time I used the tractor by myself because
Oh yeah, that was.
he said if we were gonna raise the pigs for meat, that he wasn't going to be there for the slaughtering, the
Right.
process. And so when the guy came out to dispatch them, he needed me to get the tractor to lift the bucket up so that he could skin them and
Yeah,
everything.
well, she never drove the tractor by herself
Ever.
without me there ever.
Right. And so I warned the guy and I said to him, "Listen, I'm not very experienced. I'll do the best that I can." He's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. You'll be fine." Well, of course, as I first pull out, I still have the brush hog down to the ground. So
Yeah.
I'm like ripping up the ground as I go to the back there.
Yeah.
And then every time I need to move forward or back with this, pig hanging on there, it's like swaying because I didn't know how to control it. So
Yeah.
it wasn't, going all over the place.
Well, it has a power.
But nobody died. Well,
Yeah. Well, she didn't.
no humans were hurt in the process.
Yeah. Well, she didn't realize that the brake it pushes through the brake.
Yeah.
So even if you're pushing the brake on, it will still keep going. You have to engage the clutch for it to stop.
Right.
And she wasn't aware of that the first time she drove it. She's flipping out. Oh my God! I can't stop! I can't stop! So yeah, I was a little nervous.
You put a city girl in a huge tractor and you say, "Oh, just do this and just do that."
Yeah.
Yeah. And being from New York and I just like, panicked.
I missed somebody, Big Family Homestead said something I wanted to address. They said something, about the goats. They said in their case, the goats are more of equipment destroyers rather than escape artists.
Who said that?
No, I'm sorry.
Lala.
Lala Farm, I'm sorry. Yeah, Lala Farm said that.
Oh, yeah. I hear that
Always the
all
does,
time.
not the bucks. Man.
Yeah, and nobody wants to have the bucks because they're stinky and yeah.
Yeah, I like Bomber Steve's comment. He said, "How do you test your fence if it's goat proof? Throw a bucket of water at it. If the water goes through, so will the goats." That's not very encouraging.
That's not. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, there is a delay buffering just for me. Big Family Homestead. I don't know. Is it buffering for anybody else? Like I said, first time doing this, guys, so I apologize if we're having technical problems. Yeah, they have Lala has a standing rule. Our animals will be processed, never get named.
Yeah, well, he wanted to be funny and name them like people will name like pigs like pork chop and applesauce or whatever, pigs in a blanket or something silly like that. So you came up with a Star Wars theme name for the two pigs, but it was more. I think it was more not so much the name, but it was just you can't help but get attached to them, and that's part of the whole process of why we do what we do. That's why we're raising our own meat is so that we are, we're being connected. We're connected back to our food source and not depending on someone else to. Is there something wrong?
Yeah, there's just YouTube says
Oh.
it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming.
Okay.
I'll try to.
Yeah. We'll
I'll try to figure it out and keep talking if you guys still hear us.
Yeah. But So yeah, so you're going to get attached because you can't help but get attached. This is a living thing, and you're taking on the responsibility of raising it, feeding it, knowing that it's had a good life. You're gonna if it's a large animal, we still pet our chickens too, but you're gonna probably pet it. Pigs tend to want their bellies rubbed, so they got a lot of belly rubs. You talk to them and you just treat them with dignity and decency, and you can't help but still get attached. But in the end, whether you're going to the grocery store and you're buying it, or you're processing it yourself, you're raising it yourself, in the end that animal has to die. So it's not anything that you don't take seriously when you're doing this. When you're doing it, when you're raising your own, we take it very seriously, and it's just important to us that that we're doing this. It's important for our family.
Yeah. Anybody else? Is it still buffering? So we're trying to figure this out for you guys. It looks like it's buffering over here too for us. It says excellent connection.
Yeah, I know.
Lies. Stream settings. Stream. They said.
I don't know.
I'm not sure why it. Okay,
It says it's been good for the last minute.
Okay,
Thanks, Conrad.
So you can see us and hear us then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions for us in regards to anything we brought up tonight, or even some videos that we've done, anything like that?
Yeah, we've been on for an hour.
Yeah, it goes by quick. Wow.
It does. Well, you talk a lot.
Yeah. No, just me. Well, I gotta throw this in there, so people don't. Look at that. See, I got all fancy.
He's getting all fancy with the technical.
I'm learning stuff.
See, this is his forte. Like, he has the art background. He's the creative guy. He plays 5 different instruments. Like, I don't have that talent. And I don't have the patience. So.
Thanks for stopping in, Big Family Homestead. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thanks, guys. But he's got all of the talent when it comes to this kind of stuff, the creativity. I'm just not. I don't know if it's just that I don't have the patience for it, but I've tried to learn how to play the bass and the guitar. I can keep a basic tune on the drums, but that's about it. Yeah. But for me, I'm the knowledge-based person. I need to know the whys of everything, and that's probably why I went into the nursing field.
Yeah, I have my bachelor's degree. I went to University of Valley Forge, and so I learned. Well, I play a variety of different instruments. I have the drums were my first instrument, and then my band members that I played with, they moved to Arizona, and so I kind of got tired of doing that. So I figured I'd learn how to play the guitar, and then from there, I decided I wanted to learn more about music. So I went to school for music, and learned how to play piano a little bit more efficiently. Which I haven't touched in years now.
That was after you went to school for commercial art.
Right, that was after commercial art background. I really timed that horribly. I graduated in '89, and everything was still hands-on, drawing and marker renderings and all those types of things. So the industry just did this complete swap right when I graduated into the computer graphic field. Mm-hmm. And so everybody I went to with my resume, they're like, well, we're doing everything with computer graphics now. Do you have any knowledge of that? And I'm like, no, I don't. I just finished school, So I had, fortunately, I decided, okay, I'm going to go back to school and learn computer graphics. Well, all the equipment that the school had was all outdated. Yeah. There was nothing Mac, which the computer graphics industry uses Mac primarily, and they didn't have a single Mac in here. So I started working as an artist in Brooklyn, and the guy's telling me, you're wasting your time. He's like, you're going to have to relearn everything that you're learning in school on a completely different program. You might as well find a school that can teach that. And at that point, after spending thousands upon thousands of dollars for school and all this time, I'm like, forget it. And I ended up just leaving the art field behind.
Right.
And it really wasn't originally my, I wanted to do the art stuff, but it was just the industry, the jobs in general were very scarce.
It was a bad time in the late 80s and early 90s. Was
Early
really
90s.
bad time for everybody.
Couldn't find a job anywhere.
You got to work at Burger King.
I worked at Burger King.
Yeah,
that was the only thing I could find. And she fortunately found a job working at a vet's office.
So I was a veterinary technician.
And that's kind of what
a nurse.
segued for her into nursing. Yeah.
So you started with the drums.
Yeah, I started with the drums, went to the guitar, did the piano, and then I got her a bass to mess around on. She plucked around on it for a little bit, and then so that kind of became mine.
Yep.
And then for years I always wanted to learn bagpipes, and I remember at 7 years old asking my mom for bagpipes, and my attention span was like about 2 seconds, so she's like, I'm not spending thousands of dollars on a set of bagpipes for you. So she's like, no. And so of course, and when I had some money saved, I was able to, how old was I? In my 30s, I guess.
No. Bagpipes?
Oh, yeah.
You just got them. You
Well,
were in your 40s.
40s I got them, yeah. So
You forget how old you are, babe.
yeah, so I picked it up pretty quick. I think it was the music background and everything. The instructor I worked with, very very popular in the area, seemed to be pretty impressed with how fast I picked it up, and actually invited me to join the bagpipe band to play up here at the Highland Games and things like that. So a lot of fun. It was after doing that for a few years with the bagpipe band. We bought the farm, so it was like it was a struggle.
Well, there was issues with the bagpipe band, so they were.
Well, yeah, it was.
That was falling apart on its own. So.
It was just a lot of driving back and forth from work and coming all the way home, and I don't want to bore you with details, but like I said, it just didn't work out. Like I said, I'm interested in playing it with another bagpipe band in the near future, but right now everything's kind of on hold anyway. So, but yeah, I have 3 bagpipes. I have one I special ordered from Scotland. And I have a set that's made right here in New Hampshire by Gibson. Actually, I didn't even realize I had a Gibson shirt on. That's my small pipes, fireside bagpipes, and they're kind of a little bit better for smaller groups, and it's also in a different key signature, so it's I think it plays in the key of A, so it's a little bit more friendly to play with other musicians.
Yeah, you can play it inside too. It's not quite as bad.
Yeah, bagpipes are kind of odd because you follow a certain key signature, but it actually plays in a different. So it's like I think if I'm not mistaken, it plays in B flat. So that's a really difficult key signature for someone to follow along with, and it's just doesn't sound good. And then I also have a small electric bagpipe, which at some point maybe in a near next live stream or something we can break that out and mess around on a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I'm missing some of the stuff because I'm rambling here. Let's see. I hadn't named any of my 20 ducks, but still
harvest 3 drakes.
Yeah, that was from Hidden Spring Farm.
Yeah,
we have about 5 drakes
we have 5 drakes we have to
need
harvest.
to get rid of.
Then we have the infamous Phil. Everybody knows who he is, I think.
Yeah.
So he's like our
mascot. He's
our mascot rooster. Like he's not a breeding rooster. Yeah, but he's not a breeding rooster. He's a special. He's a what is he? A white crested black Croatian, right? No.
No, white crested black Polish.
Polish, that's right. And so he's got his girlfriend. He's got his little harem. He's got the 2 ladies in there, and he just stays all by himself. He's by himself because you can't go in with him.
Yeah.
He will attack you. He has spurs that are like 1.5 to 2 inches long, and he will literally put a gash in your leg.
I got a frantic call from Cheryl the one day at work. She's like, Phil chased me across the property, and I'm in my car, and he won't let me out. So she had to make a mad dash to the house to after he turned his back on her. And but yeah, he's mean, man. He doesn't play any games. I said the video I just did with the 1 minute short video, like that was the longest he ever let me get near
Anywhere
him.
near you, I was surprised. I was waiting for him to attack the camera.
Yeah, he's funny.
But we got some new chicks too, and so when I ordered the chicks, I specifically ordered 2 roosters. I wanted a what did I order? The one specific one. The ones that lay the copper Moran. Thank you.
Yeah.
As soon as I said the word copper, I ordered 2 copper Morans. Well, we didn't get 2 copper Morans. I got 1 copper Moran, and then I got another rooster that is absolutely beautiful. I don't even know what breed it is, but he's got blue feathers and white feathers, and he's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, we have like 5 roosters now by accident.
Yeah. Well,
no, 2.
Those we got purposely.
Yeah, 2 of them were purposeful.
Right.
The other
ones just kind of were. So when we ordered ours, we usually get ours from McMurray's hatchery, and so they asked if you wanted like the surprise bird. Well, I just thought, hey, sure, why not? But I wasn't thinking at the time that it could be a male. Duh. So we got 18 new layers and this surprise bird. So of course the surprise bird winds up being another rooster. And then in the batch, I mean, I can't guarantee that they're all going to be female, but in the batch we wound up getting 2 more roosters.
Yeah.
So we have 5 roosters on the property, and 3 of them have to go. Because Phil's not going anywhere. And then we're keeping one of the copper Morans. Yep. I don't know if we're going to keep 3 roosters. Right now they're all getting along, but they're all immature.
Right.
And eventually they're going to turn on each other.
Yeah, somebody said they wanted to start a I Love Mr. Phil fan club.
There you go.
So
I know somebody on YouTube has a rooster that attacks her all the time, and he's like
Steve or something. I think his
Steve?
name.
She calls him something. She's
not
very nice what she says, but
she's
but
always
it's funny.
She's always yelling at him and stuff.
But he's got like 1 million people that follow him. I'm like, oh my god!
Like Mr. Phil has a personality. Like it's just
he's just like a gangster. He's like whatever, dude.
Bomber Steve. I'm going back to the bagpipes again, but he said his favorite AC/DC song is "Long Way to the Top."
Right.
Yeah, I had a neighbor that always wanted me, asked me to play that. It's actually a simple tune to play, but it sounds cool. It doesn't sound quite as good unless you have all the whole band playing with you. I'd play it, and he'd look at me like, "Yeah, that was good, but it's not the same." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I tried to tell you." But yeah, you gotta have the drums and the guitars and the whole thing in there for it to really come together. But it's just a couple notes. It's very simple. But that is a good song though.
Right. Definitely.
Let's see, no room for mean roosters on my homestead. I've got little ones running around. I think we have one of the ones that we got was a what are they called?
He's a bantam.
A bantam, yeah.
But he's pretty.
He's pretty, and it's funny.
But he's aggressive.
He tries to crow like the big boys, and it's just.
No, he's gonna go. He's got to go.
Yeah.
Definitely, he's not one that we're keeping.
We're gonna have to go through. Like I said, the Drakes got to go.
Yeah.
And I said I heard. I don't know if you guys ever tried it or not, but the
Muscovy.
The Muscovies. I haven't tried it yet, but I was told that they actually taste like filet mignon. It's more of a meat flavor than a.
It's a richer meat
than a fowl.
But duck meat is very rich to begin with.
Yeah, duck meat's like dark. I mean I like the darker meat anyway, but. So like I said, it's kind of hard. The longer you have them around, the harder it is to get rid of them like that. But
yeah, true.
I mean, we didn't name them or anything, so makes it a little bit easier, I guess.
Hidden Farmers has 9 roosters. Oh no,
man!
Wow.
Yeah, that's like I said. As long as they don't attack me, I don't care. But I mean. Really, unless you're going to be breeding them, there's no sense of having them around. Right. I mean, for us anyway. I mean, we have an incubator that we have, a brand new one. It's still in the box. We haven't even tried it yet. We'd like to start doing that for ourselves.
Yeah.
And but we had some bad luck we ordered some chickens the one time, and no, it was ducks. We
Oh yeah, half of them were
it
dead.
was it was a post office mix up,
Yeah.
and it really I was so mad they never called us to let us know that they were in, and when by the time we got there, they're like, oh yeah, we've been listening to them in the box all day, and half of them were dead.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I was so aggravated. But what was nice was the place that we got them from. I wasn't looking for free, replacements,
Right.
but they actually sent us all replacements for nothing. It just,
They usually do though if
yeah.
you call them and say.
That was nice. That was nice
"Oh,
of them.
just nice of them," but we gotta.
Yeah.
We've been on here for a little while, so we should probably let everybody go.
Yeah. Well, let's answer a couple of quick questions, and let's see. Rebecca's got 2 pugs, 1 turtle, and 1 rabbit. That's
Oh yeah.
Albert's
Albert and Rebecca's son.
Rebecca. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, Mountain Living Homestead. Yeah, we have to get started on our firewood again. We've been slacking. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we gotta do that too. Okay. Yeah, hit it.
Oh, Brent's joining us, my buddy from college.
Oh.
Hey, Brent. I miss that guy. We used to have some good times, and we were in choir together.
Get in trouble.
Yeah, he's a bad influence on me.
You were supposed to be like the.
Yeah, everybody. I was like so much older than I was like 30 or so when I went back to college, and so it was cool. Like I said, we were they had married dorms, so we had all the I call them kids, but all the kids from college.
They were kids to us.
Yeah, we'd have a married dorm living area, and we had this. We sold just about everything we owned to go live in this married dorm thing, which was really difficult. We owned our house. We sold our house to go back so I go back to school. And the only thing we kept was this ridiculously huge TV. This big, remember the old rear projection TVs?
Yeah.
I'm keeping that. I don't care. We figured out a way to put this in our small dorm.
We just stuck one of our kids in a closet, put a little bed in there for them so that he could keep that TV.
Yeah, the bedrooms were basically closets in this place. No exaggeration. This place could fit in our downstairs foyer area. The living.
Well, it's the size of what a tiny home is now.
Yeah, it was tiny. It was
about 400 square feet.
Yeah, paper thin walls too. And but we used to have these pizza nights. So these kids were broke, Cheryl was making some good money as a nurse, and so we'd go out and buy all these pizzas for the kids and get a movie, and they'd load into our living room.
20 of them in our tiny little apartment.
20 or 30 of these kids in our living room. We just tell them to bring, blankets and pillows and stuff, and they just find a spot on the floor. And we do this a couple times a month. It was really cool to get to know everybody. And we weren't doing the dorm life, so we were didn't really experience that. But the girls always came to Cheryl for kind of motherly advice. It was really nice. We have a visitor. Which one's that?
This is Finn.
Oh, this is Finn. This is one of our new kitties.
Thanks, Bomber Steve. Take care. Have a good night.
Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
But yeah, we've been on for a while, so let's just head out.
Oh, Saints and Bears games coming.
Oh.
This is the first season. Honestly, we went out to dinner last night for the first time and saw a little bit of football on the TV there. That was the only game we saw all season.
Yeah.
So this is the first time we've ever done that. There's the other one, Quinn and Finn. Yeah, they are trouble.
Yes, lots of trouble.
But yeah, enjoy the game though, Bomber Steve.
All right, guys, we're going to head out.
Yeah, we're going to head out, call this a night. Like I said,
Thanks.
This was kind of an experimental thing for us as well to see how all this works. We appreciate all your support and sticking with us tonight. And we're going to try to do this on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Maybe once a week or twice a week, something like that. And kind of take it from there.
Yep.
So we've been working a lot on this setting up how all this works this week. So we didn't actually do a video for you guys this week, but yeah, we figured this will take its place.
Yeah.
So,
all right, guys. Well, you all have a good night and be safe.
Yeah.
All right. Take
Thanks,
care.
guys.
Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Purr, purr, purr.